How you doing, folks, and welcome to video 4 in my series of videos about recording my journey through trying to learn to speak in Irish, so nGaeilge. So the main topic of this video is going to be the 11 irregular verbs and what I think of them and what they are. So really, look, because I'm only learning to speak Irish, these videos are not going to be real in-depth. The context of the videos is going to be such that the videos are going to be really, I'm going to go over what the verbs are and what I think of them. If you're looking to learn more, I'd say you're probably better off going to a channel that is more advanced than this one here. Okay, so first things first, a bit of housekeeping. So what I have to do is show you this. So this is my certificate from Conra nGaeilge. So that's my certificate to say that I have attended my first series of classes. So this is for beginners 1. So I'm delighted to say that I have received this. So thanks very much to them. That was really, really nice. And it's a nice certificate as well. So I'm delighted with that. It's a little bit of progress. So 10 classes, and they were good. I have to say they're very good. The level of the Irish is, I'd say, for me, who is not completely starting from absolute scratch, it's probably a little basic, but I definitely learned a lot of stuff. And Tara, our course instructor, is excellent, a very nice person. And a lot of, like I said in other previous videos, there's a lot of people who are non-Irish and they're learning Irish from scratch. So I'm sure for them it was very useful. So I've signed up to beginners level 2, and that starts in May, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Okay, what's next on the thing? So I just want to say thank you to Banya. Banya has sent me some very encouraging messages as nGaeilge. So thank you very much to Banya. Banya is a native Irish speaker, and so thank you very much for encouraging me. Thank you. The next person I'd like, actually, to know, an interesting thing with Banya is about the word Banya. I would say Banya as in Banya, but when I'm doing my classes on Rosetta Stone, the way they pronounce Banya is Banya, Banya. It's like that. You have to say Banya. It's just strange. It's obviously one of the dialects or something like that as well. I seem to say it a little bit softer. This is my mug from my band Kayla. She got me this. Next thing I want to say thank you to Niall McAndrew. Niall watched my previous video and he sent me a message just to say, to encouragement and a couple of videos that I should watch. And I did try to respond through YouTube, Niall, but your video, your comment came through. You're coming through my email, so I couldn't respond back to you. But just to say thank you very much to you. And I think that it is amazing to see that I did watch the videos and that you went from nothing to basically, to my ear, being fluent in 2 years. So it's absolutely phenomenal and a huge encouragement to see somebody doing that. So, and super impressive. I was so impressed when I heard, your level of Irish after 2 years is just absolutely fantastic. It gives me great hope to see somebody doing that. It's just a pity you didn't document it. So it would have been really, really interesting to see that. But I like the hints and tips of things that you were talking about. And I think your idea about watching TG Cahir and having Google Translate open at the same time and then pausing it and using it in that way is definitely a good idea. And I've already set that up on my computer. So I will definitely be doing that, because I think the thing I'm starved of is conversation. And so being able to listen to people talking on a show like that, and it's, so obviously it's scripted, but it's real conversation back and forth, and you're able to pause it. And I'm already, even after only the first episode, and I was only a couple of minutes in, there was words in there. It was impressive to see what I could figure out by reading it, but also then just by translating it. But I thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea, and I think your comment about being a stubborn individual is very useful in that you're going to your stubbornness means that you're going to stick at it. Now, I am similar. My personality makeup is such that I am also probably, I won't say stubborn, but I think, determined is the way I am. And I think one of Sean Moore's comments is that he's a guy, another YouTube channel that I follow, Sean Moore. His comment is that patience and perseverance. And I said it to my nGaeilge the other day when I was talking to her, and she said to me, "Well, you definitely have one of those." So I have the perseverance, but patience is the issue for me, because I like to see progress and stuff like that as well. But it was good to see that you're in a similar position. And the other update then is I've ordered from Eason's a book on Irish grammar and another book on Irish verbs, and they should be here with me this week as well. So I'm going to I look forward to using those and progressing. The 11 irregular verbs. Okay, so Sean Moore, as in I think it's M-O Fada or is how he spells his name. He's a guy from Strabane, and he puts up brilliant videos about this kind of stuff. And it's funny, he makes me laugh because I listen to his videos over and over. And one of his comments is that he didn't know a herb from a verb. But I have to say, his videos are excellent. And so that's a great resource for anyone trying to study what the various verbs are. The only thing that does throw me is that his Ulster dialect, some of the words he says sound strange to my ear, but I get what he's talking about. Another useful resource is leavingcertirish.com, and I borrowed from them. So Sean, who runs that course, that the videos, he uses the anagram of bifftat CD. So it's BIFFTATT, I think it is, CD. So that's how he remembers, or that's how he encourages his students to remember the 11 irregular verbs. And then last but not least is they have this app. Right? There's this app that you can download from obviously the App Store or any of the app stores. And what it is that it's called briathra nGaeilge. So basically, I think it means Irish verbs in Irish, right? So Irish verbs. So briathra nGaeilge. And let me just, a little bit of it has a little information panel in here. So to give them a bit of credit, it says here, so it's obviously, it's bilingual, but what they're saying was developed by the Gael School Dohartig Strabane and Irish Department Holy Cross College Strabane, County Tyrone, and was funded by the extended school programs. Thanks are extended to Myra Burns and to Sean O'Dowan for their help and support. So I see here it says click here for more Irish language apps. So I haven't explored that, but it's so that's the thing. So it's very, I have to say it is very good. It gives you a list of what the verbs are. So just to explain to people my understanding of what these 11 verbs are. So what Sean Moore would say is that these 11 verbs, luckily apparently in the Irish language, there are only 11 verbs, 11 irregular verbs. I wouldn't, presumably there's more in the English language and there's more in other languages, but he's saying that the good thing as well is that the 11 irregular verbs are also some of the most commonly used verbs. So he said they're well worth learning. And as we know, a verb is a action. So the first one, so again, using the Irish leaving cert thing, that's how I remember the biff tat CD. So what I'm basically going to do just for this, I'm just going to call them out, maybe explore the app a little bit, and then that'll be the end of it. That's really all it is. So really these videos are just to sort of, to get my own mind around what it is that these verbs are. So what else do they have? They have here, so what they have is the first conjugation of the verbs, and then what they do is second conjugation and irregular verbs, and then they have a nice little explanation here. Verbs in this conjugation are normally long verbs of 2 syllables or more. See, this kind of details that you wouldn't know as a non-Irish speaker. And then the irregular verbs. So the first one is so it's funny when I say these, because I hear Sean Moore say them so often. I can hear them in his accent, and he's going Jan. Right, it's very good. It's very good. Now he emphasizes them, and it's very good. So te is to te. So I'm just gonna, let me see, te. So you can see them there. That's them there, right? So te is to go. tar is to come, feck to see, Jane or Dane to make or to do or to make, aber to say, bear are to catch. And it's interesting because bear, I can hear Sean Moore saying it in my head because he actually mentioned that he should put the R on the end of the bear. So bear are to catch, be to be, and tower to give, fi to get, it to eat, and clyn to hear. And again, what's useful is that my pronunciation of these is not going to be great, but when I hear Sean saying them, so again, so te to go, and what do they have here? So they have information. They have information here on the I'm sure catcha, so that's the past tense. The I'm sure lachrach, the present tense. The I'm sure fashnach, the future tense, and the mo conilach, so the conditional form. So all very technical stuff with regards to learning a language. And if anything, learning a language has taught me is the technical aspects of learning a language that we aren't aware of in our day-to-day dealings because of the fact that we learn a language just by absorbing it. Anyway, so te, he's saying to go. Let's see what it says. And I'm shakachi. Huig me, I went. Huig to, you went, right? So that's useful. And tar to come. What's it? So past tense. Honig. Oh yeah. So just to explain why they're irregular. Again, according to Sean, is that verbs follow a simple system in that how they change depending on the tense, but apparently these irregular verbs don't follow a simple pattern, and that's what makes them irregular, but also slightly more difficult to learn. And really, what you just have to do is learn these things off. Apparently, okay. So tar to come, feck to see, and let's see what's it saying in the past tense. See conic me. Conic to, conic she, present tense, feckum, feckin to, feckin she. Okay. Jan, so to do or to make. So the rinne me, rinne to. So I think the thing then is that clearly these don't seem strange to me, but I suppose as a non-Irish speaker, when you're kind of saying Jan and then someone saying rinne, you're kind of going, what you'd have to know obviously both words. Aber to say, and dort me, dort to, dort she. Interesting. And where was I? Bear. He gives this bear. He gives this example to catch yourself on. I can't quite think of what it is now, but he says bear to catch yourself on. Anyway, so I was going to do the translate thing, but I won't bother. Okay. Bear. Be. Presumably the most commonly used one to be, so the verb to be, and the I'm shakacha is vi me, vi to, vi she. Actually, an interesting thing while I'm on this is that I thought I had finished Rosetta Stone, but when I checked the settings, there was a setting that basically unlocked more information, where it went into more detail, which I found useful. And I think there's more lessons to Rosetta Stone that I wasn't aware of. So I'm back on using Rosetta. Not that I had stopped using Rosetta Stone, but I'm definitely going down into more detail. Okay, so tower de, right? Tower de, to give, or tour. See, this is the thing, tour, without having someone around to correct me. So tour, tower, tour dove, hug me, hug to, hug she. That's the past tense. I'm shakacha. Tugum to, tugan she. The future tense. Whoa. Har. Okay. So the future tense, that's going to be a hard one now. Tavar me. Right. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to put it into the Changlin thing and see what it says. Okay, so I entered it into into folklore, and it's come back, but it doesn't give a pronunciation. It doesn't give any kind of pronunciation tips of it, right? So it doesn't explain it to you. But anyway, so I will give. So see, BH is from BH with an A is va, is it? Right? So tavar, egg may. Okay, that's a hard one. Okay, that's tough. That's tough to pronounce. Okay, so faoi is to get. So I'm sure catcha fuair may, fuair to, fuair sé. And see an interesting thing, and again listening to what Niall was saying earlier, was that he got his family to help him. He mentioned that in a couple of the videos, and I'm the same. I'm trying to get them to help me. So things like asking them, like, where did you go? Did you brush your teeth? And all that kind of stuff. So let me see. I have so what I have in my Google, what I have is in Google, I have, what I have in Google is various ones that I've saved. So things like, so can I have an féidir lum on, right? On did you brush your teeth? Scoob to the féachaint. Where are you going? Cá will to ag dhul. I will. Beg me. I got fuair me a. You know, so just trying to kind of build up. But the interesting thing is, and maybe Niall, this may have happened to you, I'm not sure, but I just seem to struggle to remember them. I don't know what it is. So every time I ask my kid did he brush his teeth, I have to more or less remind myself. Now I could remember scoob to the quid féachaint, but I knew there was something at the start, and the air is what I was struggling with. I couldn't remember air. You know, so where are you going? I know it's cá will to ag dhul, but when I'm put on the spot, I seem to just draw a blank. Okay, I shouldn't have closed that. Okay, so then ich, and this is so Sean Moore would go ich, and it's interesting as well. He was explaining about the word kneel. It's not as in kneel down. It's kneel because it's knee will. So just these little contextual things that help me understand the language a little bit better. Because when you're saying kneel, he's gone not kneel, because it's obviously based in knee will. Okay, so in the to eat, and dih me, dih to, dih she, dih she. See, they're very familiar to my ear. The present tense, ichem, yeah, I'm familiar with that one, because a lot of the lessons in Rosetta Stone would use, say, this tense. So presumably a lot of it's in the present tense, and I think Duolingo is somewhat similar. A lot of it seems to be in the present tense as well, but obviously as it gets more advanced. And then the last one is cinn, and he's gone cinn, and Sean Moore has this great story, because he's saying it's hard to, you can't tell somebody as a verb, you can't tell somebody to hear. But he tells a story about somebody, he's saying a kid in school that every time he was asked his name, he said he couldn't hear it because the kid spoke Irish. And he's going, cinn. Okay, see, I can't remember what it was now. Cinn. But he's saying, hear that, boy. Hear that. It's just brilliant. Cinn shin. That's what he says. Cinn shin. And he's going, you hear that? You hear that? And you can just imagine the teacher pulling the ear off this poor little kid. We've all been there. So, cinn to hear. And hula me. Hula. See, is it hula or hula? Hula me. Hula too. I'm not, see, I would have heard it as hula me. CH hula. Hula she. And the present tense, clinum. Clinin to, clinin she. And the future tense is clinig me. Clinig to, clinig she. Very good. Very good. What's the conditional? Clin fin. I would hear. Whoa. You would hear is clin fa. Clin fa. He would hear clin. See, DH is that g. Clin fag. Shay. This is all the stuff I have to look forward to learning. So look, I didn't use a whole lot of Irish today apart from that stuff. So Tabron, or I should use more Irish. I am trying to use it more and more. So Sinead and Falcha, I should have said at the start, Falcha, Arash, and you see, in my mind I was thinking I was going to say Cunas Atá Shiv and Falcha Arash, or is it Arish? Falcha Arash, and so on and so forth. But I need to get into the habit of using it more often. So that's it, Sinead, for now. Thank you very much for the comments of encouragement. I do appreciate them. And I think the next video, this one was supposed to be about Rosetta Stone. But what I'll do is the next one I'll do about Rosetta Stone, and then that'll be that. So that's it. And let's see now. Let's see. So what I wanted to say was, and I've translated here, is so take care, which is tower ira. Tower ira. So take care. Take care of yourselves.